Today in this session we will see few more VI commands. As earlier we have seen few commands in the previous session. We will go with a few more commands and conclude VI editing. There is one problem with the commands what we have learned so far. The problem is, there might be a problem. The problem could be this. Suppose if I have entered into a file VI space some file 1, right? When we enter into this file and assume that, okay, these are the contents of a file, and I did some modifications here and there. Okay. After doing modification, we know that generally, okay, there are two cases. Okay, this is case 2, and let us see first case 1. Suppose I have opened this file 1, and this is the file. Okay, I did all navigation. Okay, all command mode commands I have executed here, and I want to quit. I want to go out from this editor. Then I can use the following command, that I'll go into the execution mode and I'll just write q. It generally quits from the editor and give you back the shell. Assume that if I did some modification here, after doing this modification, if I quit, it doesn't allows me to quit. Okay, quit doesn't works here because you did modified. We did some modification, right? Now the only way to quit is, in this case, first you have to write these changes. After writing, you can quit. Okay, now this quit will be allowed. But the problem is, what modifications I did, I don't want this modification to be affected. I want to exit without saving. Okay, how can I do that? Okay, if I do quit, it doesn't works after modification. It works only if there are no modifications or the modifications have been saved to a file. Okay, let us see that scenario where these modifications I did and I want to quit from this editor, and I don't want to save these modifications. Okay, whether q allows me or not, and what is the alternate command. So I'll just go into this file 1. See here. So this is the file 1, and I did all navigation. Okay, or after doing this navigation, suppose I am just changing. Okay, I just did some modification. This is an extra line created. Instead of that, I have written this OS. Just I did some modification, and I want to quit. Okay, I will go into the execution mode by pressing escape and shift : then I will just quit. No write since last change. It means that it doesn't allows you to quit without changing this, without saving it. So when I write it, I saved it, then I can quit. This is the one scenario. And another scenario is when I go for file 1. Okay, I didn't do any modifications. I did only just traversal or navigated, right? After that, I want to quit. It allows me because I didn't do any modification. Now the problem is, when I go into this file and I did some modification, okay, when I did some modification, okay, ccat is replaced with dcat, right? Now I don't want to reflect these changes, but still I want to quit from this editor. This q is not allowed. So in this case, we'll use exclamation mark. So anything in VI editing, exclamation means you are doing forcefully or against the natural flow. So when I use q exclamation, it means quit forcefully without saving the content. The command which we have seen is in execution mode. This is an execution mode because it is preceded with colon q. So save, okay, exit without saving. Exit without saving. Now let's verify. ccat was the first line, and I want to, if I save it, then dcat will be stored onto the disk. I don't want it, so I'll just quit it. Okay. Then again, when I go for file 1, we see that there are no changes reflected. Still it is ccat. Okay, what if I want to erase an entire word? Okay, so Now there is one more command in execution mode called X. Okay, the meaning of there are two X's which are used in VI Editor generally. X can be used in command mode and X can also be used in execution mode, but the purpose is different. X, if it is used in command mode, then it means that you are interested in deleting a character. X in command mode works as delete, but whereas X in execution mode works as quit and save. It is equal save and quit. It's an equivalent to ZZ in the execution mode, or equivalent to WQ. For example, okay, so I want to do some modifications, right? Okay. Now I want to save and exit. Then I can type X and hit enter. When I go back to this file, see the modification persist. Okay. So we have seen one more command called X in execution mode. It means that, okay, save and exit or save and quit. Okay, it is similar to the similar commands. The similar command to X is ZZ in execution in command mode, or you can also write the similar command as WQ, write and quit. Now in the previous session we have seen, now I am in execution mode. I'll go back to the command mode. Okay, let me write here set show mode. Okay, now I'm insert. Now I'll go back to the command mode. Now I'm in command mode and I want to open a new line below current line. Okay, then we know that we'll use what option. For example, we are here. Okay. Now if I use small o, look carefully, small o, it will go into the insert line, but it creates a new line below. But if I am interested in creating a new line, I'll just undo. I'm interested in creating a new line above the current line, then I'll go for uppercase O. Yeah. So it has created a line above it. Okay. Now there are few more commands which allows you to move from command mode to execution mode. Command mode to insert mode. Those are, we have already seen I and the difference between them, A and A. Now we have seen O, which is also used for going into the insert mode, but it will create a line below it or above it and places you into an insert mode, so you can start typing. And there is one more command called R. Okay, generally this R is used for replacing a character. It is used now in command mode. It will be executed, but after executing this command, it will place you into the insert mode, and whenever you type any letter, that one letter will be replaced with the current where the focus is there at the current character. That character will be replaced with the character what you have entered, and again when you hit enter, it will come back to the command mode again. For example, to demonstrate the example, you can use like this. For example, I have this editor, and I have one letter called Apple, for example, A-P-P-L-E, Apple, and here is the focus. The focus is on P. Now here, when I execute this command R, okay, replace the current character Z or small z, then this P will be replaced with Z, A Z P L E. Okay, this will be the output of this. Now I can't go for multiple I can only replace one character. I cannot replace multiple character with that. Okay, you can use for multiple character replacement. We have another command. So let us first see whether it's working. So I'll take my focus to P. So I'll go to command mode and move up, move left. Yeah. Now I'm in command mode. I'll go for R and Z. R, Z. So it is replaced with. Again, when I am going for Z, it is not, because it doesn't places you in insert mode. Being in command mode, it allows you to modify the one character and again brings you back to the command mode. This is the specialty and the difference. The difference between this R and O is O will take you from command mode to the execution mode. I would like to show the transition like this. From VI editor or from the shell, okay, you are moving to command mode into the VI environment by default. Now from command mode, if I am interested in going to insert mode, then I'll just type O. O will help me to take you from command mode to the insert mode, either by creating a line below it or a line above it. Now, but what when I have used R? When I have used R, then it works in this way. Okay, when I used R, okay, R will take me to the insert mode. Okay, does one character modification, again come back to this command mode. So I can't insert multiple words there. That's why we could able to do only one substitution. Now, assume that I am not interested in that. Now this is the content of my file AZPLE, okay, and my current focus is on Z. Okay. Now if I want to replace Z with some other letter like S, okay, then I can use this R. But I am not interested in replacing with only one character, but I am interested in replacing some bunch of characters or a word. What can I do that? What can I do for that? What command will use? Okay, we'll use a command called S. Okay. Now when I have used S, okay, immediately followed by S, what word you want to replace? For example, instead of Z, I want to put zebra here, right? So S ZEBRA. Okay. So when I have given this command S ZEBRA, then the transition will be A ZEBRA PLE will be the transition. Okay. Let us see that. Here is my focus, and it means it replaces n characters with many. It replaces a one character with many. So I'll go to this command mode and S ZEBRA. That's all. So I would able to do it very easily with the help of S command. Okay. Now there is one more command. Suppose if I am interested in replacing all the text on the right of the cursor position. Okay. I want to replace all the text which is at the right side of this cursor position. So I want to replace it with right. Okay, the word right. Then I'll go to the command. I'll just go to this command mode. Okay. Okay, there is one correction. Actually, it is not execution command. It's a command mode command. So there should be no colon here, right? Okay. Now, right side of the focus, I want to replace it with right. Then, being in command mode, I'll just type uppercase RIGHT. Okay. So the right part of the text is replaced with our word. Okay. Generally, it is possible that while editing, okay, we need that only right part of the focus I want to modify. Then I can do that with the help of this command. So R, it replaces all the text on the right of the cursor position. So R, it replaces all the text which is at right side of the cursor position. Right side of the cursor position. That is, just now we have seen AZ PLE. Here is the focus. If I have written R with right, then ARIGHT will be the answer. This entire thing will be replaced. Right side of the cursor will be replaced with this word, which we have got it here. Okay. Now, there are a few more interesting commands in VI editor. We'll see that now. See, whenever we are replacing, it is showing the mode that we are in a replace mode. Okay. Whenever we are in insert mode, it gives us in insert mode. Replace mode, it does give it in replace mode, that we are in replace mode. Replace mode. So just undo that. Now, generally what happens is this entire line got corrupted, and I want to replace this entire line with a new line. Okay. Then there is one more command called uppercase S, which replaces the entire line irrespective of the cursor position. It means that the existing line where the cursor is blinking, it gets disappeared, and a new line will come, which is of a line of interest. For example, I want to create a new line, so I will go to the command mode and press uppercase S. This is new line. Now, it means that the command uppercase S is used for replacing the entire line, replaces entire line irrespective of the cursor position. And it places you in insert mode, plus it places in insert mode. So there is a difference between uppercase S and small s. What is the difference? In uppercase S is used for replacing entire line irrespective of the cursor position, but whereas S is used for, small s is used for replacing a character with a word. Replacing a character with a word, and which character will be replaced? That character which is under the focus. Okay. So there is a very important distinction between them. So in VI editor, almost all characters have got some meaning except few characters. So generally it's very difficult to remember all of this, but if you do practice, you remember them, and it will help you improving your editing capabilities. That's what. And there is one more interesting command. For example, let's create a new line. We'll create a new file. Okay, I want to quit without saying. Just created this. There is one file called my file. I have opened this file, and there are few quotations written. What I want to do is I want to add one more quotation, but that quotation, total there are 3 quotations in this file. I want to add one more quotation, but that quotation I don't want to be part of this file, but I want that quotation to be a part of another file called my file 2, for example. Now this is my file. The name of this file is my file, and I want to add the contents to this file and those contents which are added to the existing content, I don't want that content to be part of the existing file, but to a new file called myfile2. Okay. Now in this case we have left with two alternatives. One alternative is just copy the my file with another name called myfile2 and start adding it. That is one way of doing. And another way of doing is with the help of w command as well. So w is not only used for writing the contents or writing the modifications to the existing file, but it can also be used for writing the contents or reflecting the modifications to the other file as well, whether that other file might be existing or may not be existing. Now here in our case, when we see, okay, we have only name called my file. There is no my file2 existing here. Okay, do you see, is there any file existing my file2? There is no file with name my file2 is existing except my file. Okay. So now I would like to add one more quotations to my file. Okay, so I can add this. So I will just go to the last line. End of it, and here I would like to add one more quotation, that apple a day keeps doctor away. And I don't want this content to be the part of my file. I want to have all the existing contents plus the content of this plus the current content to be a part of my file too. So in this case I can use, I will go to this execution mode. How do I go to execution mode? Escape shift semicolon, and it takes me to the execution mode, and here I will write w. If I write w and hit enter, then existing file will be modified. I don't want that. I want to create one more file called myfile2. See, without creating myfile2, I can write the existing contents to myfile2 with the help of w command. Myfile2. Okay. Now see here, myfile2 is created. Now you are in which file? You are in myfile2. Let us verify now. Okay. I will just quit and see the contents of my file. Okay, we don't see an apple a day keeps doctor away here, right? But whereas when we go for my file 2, here you see that line. Okay, my file and my file 2, you can see even the difference also, right? So difference my file and my file 2, it shows me the differences, that this is the difference. We have an extra line here. Now there are many flavors of W we can write. Okay, let's go through those different versions of that. Not different versions, in fact this W can be used in different ways. So we'll go to this my file 2. Okay. Now, for example, I want to save into another file called myfile 3, and I want to save only the current line. Now, what is the current line here? Whenever we enter into the VI editor, by default, the first line will be the current line, and I can make my current line any line here. Okay. So I am just making current line as any line. So I want to see all the numbers, set a new. So okay, I'll make life is all about various situations, always be is the line 10, and this is the current line here. Now I want to write only this current line to another file called myfile 3. Then I can write, I'll go to this execution mode and write dot. Dot means current line, write means save the current line or write this current line to file myfile 3. Now let's quit and see what is there in my file 3. So we have got only one line. It means that, you see, this is a very strong feature that if I am interested in getting various lines of a particular file, then I can capture this like this. Now similarly, I will go to this my file 2, okay, and I want to capture, let us see all the line numbers. Okay. Now I want to capture line 12, line 7, 8, or multiple lines 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for example. If I want to capture line 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then I can write 3, 2, 8, okay, write to my file 4. Okay. So when I go back and see my file 4, okay, we have seen, we'll see all those lines. Okay. So like that, we can extract particular lines and write to them onto a separate file as well. In fact, there are many other things which you can use. For example, we'll see now the different versions which you just practice. I'll not show you on this. This is very understood, which we have already covered in ED editor as well. So if I've used W, it is used for saving the content or writing the content to disk, writing or storing contents, storing the contents to disk. Okay. And if I have written W with file name, it means what? Write existing contents, content plus modified content into file name, or I'll just give into F1, okay, without writing any modification to existing file, without writing modifications to existing file. Suppose existing file is F, okay, existing file is F, I entered, but these are the modification points. Okay. If I have used WF1, then I will get F1 file with same lines with this modification, but F will not have this modifications. Okay. This is what the meaning of WF1. Okay. Now similarly, I can write W dot WF2. It means write current line into file 2. Okay. So I have written $WF2. We know that dollar is used for writing last line into F2. Okay. Now there is one problem. What happens if file is already existing and you want to write it? Okay. So we will discuss that case as well after this. Now similarly, we can use W for range as well. Can you get what this command will do? Dot comma dollar W, and what is the difference between 1 comma dollar W to file 4 and to file 5? The difference between these two commands is it will write the current, it will write the contents of a file from current line to the last line into a file F4, but whereas 1 comma dollar W will write the entire content of the file into file 5. Okay. It is as same as the equivalent command for this is WF5. So write the entire content to F5. Okay. Now, as we know already that we have file 4 which is already existing, and I will go to my VI, my file, okay, and I want to copy the content from line 3 to last line right into my file 4. Okay, but you see, file is already existing. Okay, it is giving you a warning that file is already existing. Either you can take a new file name, or if you are really interested to save the content with the same file name, then you can override. It means you can erase the existing file contents and add the new contents to that file. Now, as I have told you, that exclamation in VI Editor is already meant is always meant for doing some extraordinary cases, meaning if you want to forcefully do something like overriding the existing contents and all. So the command is very clear, and it means we can understand it very easily, that line 3 to W last line, line 3 to last line, I will quit overriding my file 4. It means write the contents of the existing file from line 3 to last line into a new file, my file 4, if it is not existing. If my file 4 is already existing, override the contents, means existing contents will be erased and the new contents will be written. This is how my 4 this command W works, right? So I'll just quit and see cat my file 4. So we have seen all the contents from line 3 to last line. Now there are a few more commands. So one very important command is, see, generally it is possible that while we are typing the contents, for example, I will go to VI my file 4 and see all these lines. Okay. Here I can go on typing the contents, editing the content and all, but suddenly what happens, a per has gone, and we know that once the per has gone and and we have not saved the contents, then there is a chance that we may lose the content of a file. So I just entered into this file called F1 and was doing modifications and writing the contents, and per has gone. I have not saved the contents to a file. Now there is one nice feature in VI Editor. Whenever you enter into the VI Editor, the screen will be given and you are going in typing the contents. Actually all these contents are not you are directly writing into the disk, but actually this is a buffer, and VI Editor has a means to save the contents of the buffer. Now you can recover this with the help of, for example, the name of this file is F1, okay, and per has gone, and I want to recover this. I can do that with the help of this command. There are two commands to recover. Okay, command number 1, I can use VI, okay, and option R, it means recover file 1. Okay, it will recover your file, or you can go into this file F1, or in execution mode we can use recover. Okay, so if these commands unable to recover your contents, then you really lost the contents. Okay, there is no provision to get it back. So sometimes it's possible that the contents are really lost, and you can also recover the contents. So there is one more command we have seen called option R, or colon recover. Okay. I can move to any specific line. I have suppose a very big file. Generally it is useful in if you do programming in VI environment. Suppose you have written a big program and you compiled it. After compiling, we have got some errors in line number 100 or line number 50. Then how can you go directly to that line? We can go directly to the line with the help of the command called G, means go. Okay, go to a line. For example, if I have used 50G, go to this line number 50 directly. Okay, G, go to the first line. Okay, $G, go to the last line. Don't write .G. Cursor is already at current position, right? Has no meaning. I want cursor to take it to line 8, right? 8G. Directly it's going. I want to move cursor to 4. Okay. Then command mode, capital 4G. So directly it is moving to that line. Okay. So this is a very important command, and in fact, okay, the equivalent, we have an equivalent command of G. See, G is a command which is used in command mode, right? Command mode. The equivalent command of command mode, the equivalent action we can perform even in execution mode also, where we can go to that line, specify the line number 50 and hit enter. Then directly it takes you to the line number 50. Let's see that now. So I want to go to line number 6. Right? This is very easy, right? Line number 9, easily we can go to specific line. Okay. Now, as yesterday we have seen, so we have seen some line number and hit enter, it takes you to the line. The equivalent command can also be used as G. Okay, so I was discussing one more command. Okay. So yeah, let's summarize what all the commands we have seen. Okay. This Q naught is you want to quit without saving, and X is used for X. We have two uses of X in VI editor. One is for deleting a character if it is in command mode. In execution mode, X means save and exit, which is an equivalent to ZZ of your command mode, or a combination of these two command can be done with the help of this single command. Okay, and I can replace a single character with the help of R. Okay, small r, which you have not written here. Yeah, here written small r. Okay, it is used for replacing a single character. But if I want to replace a single character with a word, then I can use S. Okay, and uppercase R, it is used for replacing the all the text which is at right side of the cursor position, and upper letter S is used to replace the existing line itself, irrespective of the cursor position. And we know that W is used for saving the contents, but there are different ways in which W can be used. You can write the modified contents along with the existing content to another file also, or you can write specific lines of a file to another file with the help of this different notations. Dot means current, dollar means last line. Even we can give ranges as well. Okay, and meanwhile, while modification, suppose if you have lost the content because of power failure, you might have not saved the file, and you can have chances to recover. Always it doesn't guarantees, but okay, you are lucky if you got the contents back. Otherwise, you have lost it really. And we can move to a specific line in a file with the help of these two commands. One in command mode, G is used for moving to a specific line, and in execution mode also, just you type that line number and directly you can go to that line. Okay, and we have also seen yesterday that we have used Control D and Control U for scrolling half of the page down, half of the page up. If you want to scroll full page up and full page down, okay, then we can use these commands as Control F and Control B. Okay, so this is the summary of few commands. In fact, just 2 or 3 commands left. Okay, which we'll see in next session, and followed by few simple filters and advanced filters. Okay, we'll stop here.